and everything was just muted. So let me start that again. We're back. We're live in the building. Let me know where you're from. I'm excited that you're here. Sorry that you had to go through that mute real quick, but we should be live and in action again. So we are here. Let me know where you are. I said earlier, I said at, but I had a glimpse of my grandmother telling me behind that preposition, that's where I'm at. But that's neither here nor there. I'm so excited that you have joined us for day number one. Faith to realize. If you're as excited as I am, just put something in the chat real quick wherever you are. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you are. And I'm so excited that we get to grow together. All right. If you're here and you're excited to grow higher together, just put your hand up or say hello in the comments or whatever. And let's get ready to rock and roll. All right. Here we go. Day number one. I want to do one thing really fast and let you know that if you have not purchased the devotional, this is what it looks like. Obviously, you know because you're here, but tell somebody, give them a devotional, give them the preview, tell them to reach out. We want to give them the preview, let them know what they can see on top of what to expect from the devotional. But share it with somebody. Don't be stingy. Just share it with somebody. I promise you, it's gonna bless them. And before we get rolling, like all the way into the deep, I wanted to let you know this. I wanted to recap yesterday. Okay. So, yesterday we had a recap of what the 30-day challenge will actually look like. And let me show you the guidelines just in case you missed it. And if you haven't joined the actual official band group yet, just let us know. We'll get that link to you. The team will get that link out. That way you can join us in the chat. It's a closed group, nice and private, so we can hang out together. Okay. But real quick, let me go over what the challenge entails and what the guidelines are, just in case you missed it or this is your very first time here. But I'm so glad that you're here. Glad, I'm thankful, I'm grateful. Yeah, that you are here. Here we go. Let me show you what this looks like. These are the guidelines. Number one, and it's pretty intensive. I'm not even gonna front. It's intensive, but anything worth value, we gotta pump it up. And we gotta make sure we got everything that we need to make our journey exceptional. And now we gotta move because in order to go from good to great, it takes some work. I don't know if you heard me. In order to go from good to great, it takes some work. So this is what we have to do right now. So for the first official point, we want to write two affirmations daily. Write them on your mirror, on your notes, in your text message, wherever you can see them and keep an accurate count of them. Write two affirmations daily, whether it's one in the morning, one at night, whatever it is, one during the midday. Write it down, say it, repeat it over yourself. They must be seen and stated every day for the next 30 days. All right. Number two, pick one day throughout the week to fast from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Water only. Unless your primary care physician prohibits you from doing so. Water only from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, that's what we need. The next one, we're gonna fast one weekend day from social media, unless social media is your only way that you make money. I mean, your primary source way that you make money. You can skip this step, but if it's not, take one day off from social media, whether it's Facebook, IG, TikTok, whatever else they have. Take one weekend day off. Okay, I'm not saying the whole 30 days, just one weekend day off throughout the 30-day tenure. Okay. Next up, body weight workouts, 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week. Now, our team will send out a workout for you to do. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go and do it, okay? But it does let you know that you're going to work out 30 minutes a day for 4 times a week, okay? If you do have that, or if you've seen the workout, let us know. Tap in with us, okay? Put something in the comments, say, hey, I did my workout today. We're good to go. And even in the band group, I want us to join and connect and build community together as we grow through this 30-day challenge, okay? Workouts to be sent out, but you don't have to use them, but they must be body weight, okay? Reason why is because we're getting back to that alignment. We want to make sure our bodies are in alignment. No matter what else we do and no matter what else we work out, we want to make sure that our bodies still feel some love too, okay? Next point, share one pivotal moment from Nothing is Wasted, the devotional for the week, either live here on YouTube or on your social media, the days that you're not fasting. Put something out. Maybe it's something that you read. Maybe it's something that caught your eye. Maybe it's something that stuck with you, that resonated with you. Put that on social media. Tag us at TMVT Culture and make sure we get that out one day throughout the week, okay? One moment or even live in the chat here. All right. The next thing we want to do is provide 2 random acts of kindness. Now, last night I say you can pump gas or pay for gas or buy some groceries or buy somebody a bag of chips. You can buy somebody Starbucks. You can give somebody a fist bump, not a hug. I almost said a hug, but we don't want to do that. If you want to give a hug, you can actually. That's a random act of kindness too. If you're comfortable, give a hug. But whatever that random act of kindness is, we need two of them for the week. Okay, be a blessing. Somebody just put that in the chat right there. Be a blessing. All right. The last thing we're going to do, and this probably is the hardest to coincide with the fast 1 day a week for water only, we want to make sure that we remove two food groups from your regular eating habits for the next 30 days. If you're just joining us, great. Pull something away from that plate or that usual dietary practice that you do. Pull two things away: carbs, bread, um, candy, whatever it is. Pull two things away. That way you can grow a little bit deeper in intentionality for the rest of the 30 days. Okay, but those are the guidelines. All right, pretty simple, um, pretty intensive, but we're gonna grow this thing together in community. Okay, so I want you to understand that we're gonna do that for the tenure of the 30 days. And on top of that, make sure you invite somebody. It's okay if they jump in on day 7, day 22, whatever. Invite somebody if it's been a blessing, because we want to be a blessing. Okay, now that I got all that out of the way, I want to hop straight into what we got going for today. It's day number 1, and hopefully you've been able to at least get the intro and see day 1 if you have not purchased a copy of Nothing is Wasted for yourself. Now, if you haven't purchased a copy, what are you waiting on? I'm just going to throw that out there. What are you waiting on? Get a copy for you. Buy one for Mama and them. Buy one for Pookie and Ray and Shaquan. I don't even know where these names are coming from, but make sure you get one for them. Share it. That way we can be a blessing together, okay? Because whether you like it or not, somebody needs something that you have, and somebody needs something to have some encouragement right there with you, okay? So buy another copy. Tell somebody, let's go, all right? Moving Pursuit 30-day challenge, Nothing is Wasted. We are live. We want to talk about the faith to realize. And if you don't have the devotional, you can just listen. But if you do have it, you can follow along with me. Okay. I'm just pulling out a couple tidbits from day 1. And if you guys have tidbits, put them in the chat. We want to know what resonated with you. We want to know what points hit with you. And I'm just going to share some points that really resonated with me for this day. Okay. But it's faith to realize, and we're going to be a blessing. And we're talking about the creation narrative. Obviously, the first 5 days, we're going to go through faith, realization, creating, moving, pressing, speaking. We're going to go through those 5 intensive days because they're a little bit longer. But then the rest of the journey in the devotional is a little bit shorter, and we dive a little deeper with principles and practical principles for us to grow. Okay. So this is the faith to realize, created to create. And I don't know about you, but that subtitle gets me amped. Just to know that I was created to create something brings me to life, lets me know that I have to focus on my faith and not my fear, but that I have to get back to the place of creation. Okay, so we start in Genesis 1:26 through 28. This is New Living New Living Translation. I almost said New Living Testament. New Living Translation. I'm not going to read it. You can read it. Actually, I am going to read it, but you can read it on later and double check it. Then God said, let us make human beings in our image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. So God created human beings in his own image. Highlight that if you're reading it or if you're going back. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them. I want you to pause right there. He blessed what he created. I love it. He blessed them. And then he said, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. He gave us the power to create and reign and subdue. And I love it because the creation narrative sets us up. Because in this whole entire picture, the crescendo of creation, the narrative, the crescendo of the creation narrative was when humankind or when mankind was created. Why? Because he took his time, he formed it, and then he did something extraordinary. He breathed the breath of life into us. Not only were we made in his image and their likeness, in his likeness, but he was able to breathe life into us. And that's amazing right there. So we set the scene of what's going on in the creation narrative through this devotional, but I want to highlight one thing. Out of the mouth of the creator of the universe, image became reality. So what he knew and what he foresaw, it actually became reality because he spoke it. He was able to actually let his words create his world. And I say that later on in the devotional, but it's something that you have to realize that you've been inhibiting something that is meant to be created for this earth to have, but you've been inhibiting it because you haven't opened your mouth. Uh-oh. We got to stop right there. We're not opening our mouth, and we're not being creative anymore because somewhere we've been stifled. But I come to let you know today, just for a few minutes through this devotional, that God said it was very good. He blessed them and saw that they were good and blessed them and said, let's go even deeper. He gave the unique creation, mankind, the ability to have the image of him and his nature. That's a direct mirror. And then he gave them a special assignment and said, listen, you as an image bearer, the human being, you have to grow. You have to speak. You have to rule. You have to multiply, govern, and reign over some things. More or less, you've been created to create some things. So why are you not creating? Just put that in the chat. I've been created to create. Why am I not creating? We got to ask that question and get back to the place of capacity. And what I want to do right here is do this practice that was in this devotional. I'm going to read it when you go through it together, okay? This is spectacular. And if it's not, put the book down. Yes, I said it. If it's not spectacular, put it down. But if you're struggling with grasping the concept, let's do this together. I say, gently take your index finger and your middle finger together, place them on the opposite hand, palm up, where the thumb meets the wrist, and hold it right there. Hold it right there. And if that doesn't work, if you don't feel nothing right there, just take those same two fingers, put it right below the jawline, and let it rest right there in the crevice of your neck. And do you feel that? Do you feel that? No, that's not bump, bump, bump. Who is that? B2K? This ain't bump, bump, bump. This the thump, thump, thump. We are live. I need you to feel that. That means you are alive. And if you have, my goodness, I don't know. Y'all pray for you, boy. I don't know where that came from. If you have the thump right here, this is letting you know that you have life. And so now that you have life, you're created to create something. And this creation narrative, it includes you. My goodness, it includes you. And it's one thing to understand the principle of creation, but it's another thing, a totally different aspect to live it. You have to live the creation narrative because what we don't want to do is we don't want to stifle ourselves or stifle our futures or stifle how we get from our now to our next because our mouths are closed. Woo! I gotta say that again. The power of your words will create your world, but we don't want to stifle our future because our mouths are closed. So I have to ask you this question: why is your mouth closed? Yesterday we talked about it in the first initial intro. We talked about the realization, we talked about the alignment, and we talked about the action. But we have to understand the whole narrative comes together in a great format. And we have to ask the question: why are our mouths closed? Why are we preventing ourselves from creating something? Why are we holding back? Who told you that you didn't have the power that you couldn't create? Who stopped you and told you that you couldn't do something spectacular with your life? Why is your mouth closed? It's hard to create something when you're the person that's muffling your own mouth. My goodness. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. In order for us to get back to the place of capacity, we must realize and acknowledge that we have everything that we need right on the inside of us. And I don't know about you, but even in the creation narrative, everything gets expanded right from jump because God said, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it grow, let this happen, let that happen, let it be expanded, let light come, let it be. And then he took his time with mankind and said, now you do something special. You have a unique assignment. But the problem is we've lost that ability to create because we've lost sight of the assignment. What's the saying? I understood the assignment. Let's get back to understanding the assignment. Or maybe we've misunderstood the assignment. And maybe that's what's caused us to stifle our mouths. But I want to submit to you today that from this point on, as we grow through these next 30 days, as we are challenged through these next 30 days, that we get our faith to realize back. Woo! That's the whole purpose of day number one. To get the faith to realize back that we were created to create something, and this world needs something, but it's housed on the inside of us, and we're too busy holding on to it to be a blessing. My goodness, we can't hold back anymore. And here's our tagline for the entire book. Once again, you have everything that you need to make your journey exceptional. Now you have to move. But we can't move if we're still quiet. We can't move if we're still inhibiting ourselves. We have to move with purpose. We have to move with intentionality. And the start of the process, it begins with a specific order. Notice everything was set in place and in order for everything to have functionality and efficiency. It was in a specific order. And so the question now becomes, where's the order in our lives? See, you thought we were just talking about the faith to realize and the faith to understand that we're created, yes, but we have to get back to the place. Do I have enough order to make something sustainable? My goodness. I got to read this. Nothing becomes functional without realization, just as movement is not functional without alignment. There's that alignment again. We got to get back to that place of realization, of alignment, and then that breeds action. And I love it because once we really understand this alignment, this is harnessing the power to create and sustain quality stewardship over areas of influence. This is in your devotional. I'm sorry, the camera's shaking. I'm excited. This is in your devotional. You have that same power. It's in the book. It's in the Bible. Yes, that's the book for me. I stand alone on the word of God, the Bible. It's in the book, man. I'm amped up tonight. Listen, I'm amped up. It's in the book. So we got to get back to the place of creating because somewhere along the way we've stopped. We've given in to being so busy. We've given in to comparison. We've given in to oh no, I'm not qualified. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I have the gusto. We've given in to all these things except for the opportunity to sit and realize that we were created to do it. Let's get back to the faith to realize again. You have everything that you need to make your journey exceptional. Now you have to move. And I love it because I talk about my daughter and Maya on this specific day. Listen, she will draw anything in a heartbeat and will give it to anybody in a heartbeat. I just love her sweet spirit. Listen, she'll draw all types of long torso things. Now she's in the hearts and I love you notes. She give them to everybody. I mean, the grocery store worker, Amazon delivery driver. If we do a Target pickup, she'll probably give one of them to, but she loves to give them out and hang them on the fridge. And I love it because everything that she does is a masterpiece, and that's the confidence that I want to be able to express in everyday life. It's the masterpiece and the confidence of the masterpiece for me. And I want us to grow that together and say we've got something special. We want to give it to the world, and it's a masterpiece. If God said it was good, who are we to say it's not? Woo! All right, let's keep rolling. I got to end this right here. I don't know what masterpiece you are building or what masterpiece you have lost the power to complete, but get back to the place of resilient creation. What is resiliency? That means I'm not giving up. Ooh, your boys amped tonight. Resilient creation. I'm not giving up. Yes, I got to add claps and emphasis. I feel like Kevin Hart saying, say it with your chest. I'm not giving up. That's resilience. That means that whatever is coming at me to stop it, it's not going to because it's the confidence of the masterpiece for me. It's the confidence, here it is, of the master's hand and his breath that was in my lungs that allowed me to expand and breathe and rule and govern and multiply. And he called it good. So who am I to stop creating? Wow. Who am I to stop relying on what God called good? Woo! I'm excited. Okay, here we go. Get back to your place of realization and build. Move your faith. Here it is, from complacency to creativity. Move your faith from complacency to creativity. And we got to move our journey from striving to realizing. That's powerful. Get back to your place of realization and build. Move your faith from complacency to creativity and get to the place from striving to thriving, or excuse me, striving to realizing. And that's where we're at. We don't want to be so busy trying to obtain something that we miss the moment. But we want to make sure that we get back to the place and realization of having a faith to say, let's create this and let's make sure that it's special for the world to see. It's the confidence of the masterpiece for me. I wish you could just put that later on social media. Just tag that, tag us, all the stuff down there on the bottom of the screen. Just say it's the confidence of the masterpiece for me. And somebody's going to be like, man, what are you talking about? You say, no, 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 no. It is the confidence of the masterpiece for me. And they're gonna be like, what are you talking about? And you can gently describe to them, I've been created to create, and my masterpiece is beautiful. So I'm no longer going to hinder myself. I'm going to create. I'm going to grow. I'm going to build. Okay, this is it. Create by the image and likeness that you mirror. Okay, you have a distinct image, and we're going to create in it. Okay, I know you probably read all these highlights that I'm pulling out, but it's just good to go over it again in community and really emphasize the point that we're going to grow this thing together. And in these 30 days, I want to challenge you to get back to that place. I know there's highlighters in my hand, and if I was right in front of you, I'd probably like flick you a little bit. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. But I want you to realize that you have faith. I want you to realize that you've been given a measure of faith. And I want you to realize that now we move in the capacity in which that was given to us. But we have to get back to that place and say, now I understand what I'm capable of. And I want to close us in this. Man, we're good on time and everything. I know you read it. It's today's prayer, but I want to read it again as we close out and give you some time to reflect. Or if you have something in the comments that you want to go through, put it in here and let's talk just a little bit if you want to. If not, we can talk in the Band app. I'm perfectly fine by that. Okay. But I want to read this prayer as we close out. Okay. Dear God, thank you for being consistent and creative. Thank you for making me a unique image bearer that has a great responsibility to steward that which you have set before me. Allow me not to take this privilege lightly. Allow me to get back to the place of realization as I am on my way to create again. Allow me to build as you guide and direct me. When I don't have strength, renew me. When I can't find the motivation, help me. When I can't seem to move past the obstacles, give me direction and clarity. Thank you for allowing me to move in my now and toward my next. I am realizing who I am. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, I'm excited. Day one is special. We're done just like that. I pray that you guys are able to get your workout in. If not, you still got some time throughout the night to get your workout in. We still got a couple more days to do random acts of kindness and also to make sure you're pulling out some food groups, and you still got a day to fast and continue to grow higher together. But I love you guys. Thank you for joining. We're going to be together here in the comments and also in the Band app. So make sure you connect with us. If you have anything that you want to go over and talk about right now in the moment, go ahead. Let's talk about it. If you want to do anything, excuse me, if you want to come in one day, we'll kind of set that up and see if we can do a panel or something like that. But outside of that, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I told you, as always, every night for 30 days, we're going to be here at 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be 30 minutes or less. Okay. Move in Pursuit 30 or less prayerfully, unless Holy Spirit does something different. But 30 minutes or less. We come in, we pull out some pull quotes, some highlights, and we're going to grow together. All right. Let's stay connected. Let's stay consistent. There it is. Let's stay connected, stay consistent, stay disciplined. And just as the tagline, another tagline on the front part of the book is keep your focus, keep your intention, and keep moving. But today I would also add keep creating. All right. Hey, I love you guys. That's all I got for tonight. And we will see y'all tomorrow or in the Band app as we grow together. All right. If there's nothing else in the chat that you want to talk about, y'all have a good night. And we will see y'all on the next one. Peace.